Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. So it has taken me, y'all, 3 hours to design, prep, cut for this project. I can't believe it. I am kind of like floored that it's taken me 3 hours. I started at 10 and it is now 1 o'clock. And so let's get started. But hopefully, I have enough prep where this will be at least 30 minutes. Okay. We are going, and this is not the colors we're making, but we are going to make one of these little old milk carton boxes. This one is glued tight shut. And it was just me playing around with measurements. And, so this is what we're going to make. We are going to be using Sweet Sorbet Shaded Spruce and this piece from Regency Park along with the stamp set Petal Park and the punch, so it's the bundle. So I also brought in the bow punch and the double oval punch. And now that I showed those to you, I will show you the stamp set just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. We are going to be using You're the Best Ever from Very Best Occasions. I already have that stamped and done. Let me put that down below. This is the punch from Petal Park. We will be actually using that for one. And this is Petal Park. It has no sentiments. I'm having a great time with this. I really am. Now, the DSP, I am really trying to use DSP. I will never finish all this DSP. It just won't happen. But, I'm doing my best, let me tell you. So, I'm going to stick that away. And let me go over my notes here. I'm going to flip that over because that was me. So, the milk carton treat box. I meant tall, but I'm going to try to make a short one. So, this is the tall one. And it's the tallest I could figure out how to make with a piece of cardstock that's 8.5 by 11. So, this is my template. 8.5 by 9 3/4. And you're going to see, I'm going to go with you. So, this is my piece of Sweet Sorbet. Then we're going to score it 2 1/4, 4 1/2, 6 3/4, and 9. Then that's on the 9 3/4 inch side. Scoring on the 8.5 inch side at 2 1/4, 6 1/2, and at 8. Cardstock layer number 1. I have these all cut and prepped. Cardstock layer number 1 is, where are we at? 2 by 4. DSP layer for cardstock layer number 1. You need to cut 4 of these. Is 1 3/4 by 3 3/2. They're already cut and glued. Magnetic them down. Now, basic white. You are going to cut 4 of these. 3 by 3 1/2. I have all 4 of mine done, but I'm going to stamp and show you how I did that. Because we're going to fussy cut these leaves out to go on our box, but all of my leaves are already done. And then we'll need a second piece of basic white that's 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 to stamp and punch the flowers. I have all my flowers done. I did 4 sets of these plus a little extra. I wanted to show you that you can fit a few extra on the outside of that and some leaves. Inks, we're using Shaded Spruce, Sweet Sorbet, Balmy Blue, Petal Pink, and Black Memento. I am going to show you. I colored a piece of soft succulent ribbon for my box with my Shaded Spruce blend, and I can show you how I do that. I have it sticking up there, so it's done. Also, this is going to have a part 2. This is part 1. I did forget to write that because I'm going to make a card. So this is part 1 video. Because, and this is April Saturday. This is my notes. April Saturday video number 4 part one. So when I go to put it in YouTube, because let me show you what I found. I am down to 1 sheet of shaded spruce cardstock. I'm not lying. 1 sheet. And I had just enough scraps to do my little pieces here. Okay. And then I found this in my shaded spruce, and I found these pieces, and I'm like, I can make those work on here. So I am going to do a card to go with this milk carton with these bits that I have left. So part 2 will be on that. Let's get started. So we are going to first do our milk box. And I do need to open my cutter, trimmer. Use any scoring tool that you are comfortable with using. So let me get my piece here. So 8.5 by 9 3/4. We are on the 9 3/4 inch side. We are starting. Let me turn it this way because we're gonna pretend. You'll see some dots and stuff. So make sure that is way up there. We don't want anything to do with that cutting blade. So we are going to start at 2 1/4 and score. I'm going to keep my thumb here. And score, I did that wrong. Maybe if I did it the right way, right? All right, let's maneuver this. 2 1/4. And we're pretending we're scoring. We are going to 4 1/2 right here. And we're going to pretend we're going to score again. Sorry. 6 3/4 right here. And you guessed it, we're going to pretend we're going to score. And then we're going to go all the way down to 9 and pretend we're going to score. Now we're going to turn it to the 8.5 inch side, and we're going to score again at 2 1/4, which is right here. And the reason being is this is the bottom, but this opening still needs to be the same size as the rest. So 2 1/4, and then 6 1/2, which is right here, and the score, and then at 8. And this is the top of our, there we go, little pretend there. Now I'm going to show you what I did just because the pinching of this top of the box was giving me issues. This is thinner cardstock. This is some cheap cardstock I got at a thrift store so my grandson could make paper airplanes, and I still have some of that in here. When he comes out and he wants paper airplane paper, that's what I give him instead of my good stuff. So what I did do is, we're going to need this, so I'm just going to leave it out here. So on this top part where I have the 1/2 inch score line, that is where the top part of our thing, our milk carton, is going to close. So what I did is on from the 1/2 inch score line on the left hand side, that next rectangle, I took my ruler and I took a pencil and I put a mark at 1 1/8 because that's 1/2 of 2 1/4. Then I skipped a rectangle and I went to the next one and I did the same thing. The reason being is I'm going to give it a little help by scoring it. Not all the way, just a little help. So then I stuck it in this opening guide here. I made sure I could see my top mark and the corner mark. You could put a mark in there if you want to. So I know it's like right here. There's, you can see my mark. So there's a mark, there's a mark. Then I took this scoring blade and I just gave it a little help. Okay. So I turned it again, now lining up that dot with this little one right here, and just not, it didn't go from point to point, it just in the center to give it a little help. And then I repeated that on this block. I repeated can see my little dots. And then I turned it and I repeated again. And that hopefully is going to help. Now I can take an eraser and just erase my pencil dots. And next thing I did, this piece I already cut off, is I scored this really, really well. And my score tool always wants to disappear. But how I started scoring is I took that 1/2 inch flap. Okay. I scored it really well. And then I took it and I folded it in half because I pinched it, making sure that this flat part and that edge lined up nicely before I even did anything else. That just helped me get it lined up. So next I took, and I love to score everything away from me, so that's just how I did it. I did all of my score lines here. This time I'm folding it towards me. There, you can turn it. You can do this however you like to fold and score. So for the bottom half, I cut out on that little 1/2 inch piece, I cut out the bottom skinny rectangle because we don't need that piece. But now we're going to need to do some little cutting. And this first part I left at a straight edge. This one I'm going to cut on the inside of my score line. Then I'm going to cut a piece of pie out, just a little wedge or mitering. You guys can, these scissors totally suck. I don't even know why I keep them except when I can't find anything. Go to the second pair. My husband tried to sharpen this pair. Okay. So you can see how I've got that little bit. Now on this one here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to cut a little wedge out and a little wedge on this one. It's just when it folds into each other, it's going to help a bit. Now on this one, I'm just cutting on the inside of that score line, and I just butt the edge of my scissors up against the score line. On this one, I'm going to cut a little wedge out. All right. And that is really all there is to it except gluing it, doing however you want to glue this thing together. I am going to use a combo of tear tape. My daughter was supposed to order my red liner tape. She didn't. She's like, you have to wait till I place an order. So I'll be waiting. Little needle, come on, work with me. I'm going to use a combination of score tape and wet glue. So here's my wet glue. And let's see about closing this. I couldn't believe it took me that long. I was like, are you kidding me? It has taken me that long. So next, I'm going to fold this over. Use my bone folder to hold it. Now I'm going to fold it right on top of itself. Little extra glue never hurt anybody. Just helping it adhere. You're going to see we have a nice box going on here. Yay! So I'm going to start by closing up the bottom. Now I can feel with my finger because it is lined up awesomely. Thank you. I did a good job. I can feel where, or right here, where you can look where this, your tab is to close it. So I know that I want that to the back of my box. This is the front. This will be the last piece that I adhere. So I'm going to start with the back one first, and we're going to add some glue. or whatever adhesive you want to use. Now I am going to use a block in a second. So I'm going to hold this down, go like so. Then I'm going to flip it over, use my large, tall, skinny block, and just push down so that gets a chance to adhere. Voila, and I got to find my back panel right here. So next I'm going to do this flap. Making sure it stays square. I'm going to use that tall, skinny block of mine. And last time, and then the fun starts. We get to decorate this sucker. Yes, we do. You took me forever. Okay. It did take me too long. I was dealing with phone calls and everything else in between. So now that we have, this is going to be that little top, right? That pinches our little sides. So we already helped it out by giving that little crease there. So it's going to make this so much easier. You have no idea. And it just goes in. Okay. It is so much easier to do that. You have no idea how much I crumbled. Let me show you. Can I get it? It's in the recycle, but I was so frustrated. Where is that? Nope. It's way down there. I crumbled a whole piece of cardstock up. I was like, I'm done with you. I was so frustrated. So let's get to decorating. That's the fun part. No, I gotta show the stamping. I want to move right on to the fun stuff. So let's get to our leaves here. Then we'll decorate. So there's my 4 leaves. You need 3 by 3 1/4. And the biggest block I own is being used. Black Memento for the leaves. And I'm going to stamp this. And then I'm going to be using the extras that you're going to see me do on the card for part 2. So it's not going to go to waste. So there we have it. I should have brought in my Stampin' Pierce mat. I meant to. Oh, yes. So that one, and then next is this one. Let me bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. So I am debating on whether to cut this stamp right here, y'all. I really am. Considered it. Not sure if I want to or don't, but it's crossing my mind every time I stamp this. So I'm going to start with just half of this stamp. And I am going to stamp off over here. And this one is the one with the double leaves. So seen me use this before. I'm using my Post-it note. And it's going to go... Oh, I got the Post-it note going on the wrong section. No wonder why. There we go. Like, what's wrong with this? So now I am just going to line that up. Take this away, put it on that side, and ink up the other half. And look at me, I'm covered in ink. It's because of the stamp, I guess. It's all over the block. It's all over me. So stamp off. Then I'm going to clean my hands off with some rubbing, some hand sanitizer. Works great. There's that. So that is, oh, let's just do another little bit. You want to be off, we're going to make it off. It will all look great. So this is going to be for our card. And that we are done with. Let me use a little bit of hand sanitizer here. I wonder why my hands are always so dry. Besides the fact that I'm constantly cleaning. All right. Next, I'm going to show you how I did the flowers. The flowers are going to take a little bit longer. So I do a 3-step process for these flowers, the same as I did in the last video. You need to start, I kind of got stuck together, with the outline images. And these two at the bottom, because that's how they line up in the punch, at the edge of your paper. Now I've got to clean this off because I'm going to use this again. I'm going to do a lot of cleaning here. Let me move the score tape out of my way. So I'm going to use that again too. We are going to start with the lightest of our colors. I am done with shaded spruce, trying not to get it on me. Balmy blue. I didn't even close up my ink pads. So we're going to start with balmy blue in the corner. I'm just going to use that corner and ink up the little blue flower. And then I'm going to stamp it. I'm like, why am I having such a hard time? All right, there's that. Now I'm going to come in with the lined image that we stamped in Black Memento. Full strength balmy blue. And I want it off of the black a bit. I want you to really see that little solid first inking of the balmy blue. So now we have to clean this off. And don't worry, these flowers I'll be using on the card. I'll be punching them out. We're not going to punch them out. I've got it all already done. But I just want to show you in case you didn't see the other one. Next, I'm going to move on to the petal pink. And once again, we're going to now start with our solid image. And I am only going to use the corner. I'm going to stamp off. And then stamp. And I do want it, I do want it off. I did this one twice stamped off. Because I wanted it just a little darker. But not full strength. So clean it off because we're going to need it for Sweet Sorbet. But we're going to bring in our lined image and go full strength. And I want the lines not, you'll see in a minute. See how it's stamped off? That's how off of the Black Memento. That is on purpose. I don't know why that I like it like that. I just really, really do. So we're done with petal pink and we're moving on to Sweet Sorbet. Now Sweet Sorbet, I stamped off twice this time. So I'm going to stamp once, twice, and then I am going to stamp on my flower. Okay, and that one is now all done. Now I'm going to come in with the lined image of our flower. And this one is going to be full strength stamping. Let's see if I want to make sure I get it off of the black. And there are my flowers. I think they're gorgeous. I really am happy with how they came out. Now, I'm going to tell you, after I punched them, I had enough room to do more. And I also had enough to do the little leaves, which are here. I already have them stamped and punched. There's no need to really show that. So I'm going to stick this aside because we're going to use that again. And now we can, I believe we can really go drop a punch on the floor. Yes. I can go ahead and decorate this up. So I have all of my panels done. One to turn them around. So we're going to glue these on. And every one of these are getting flowers. This is really, I think, a showstopper type of deal, as not one side of this is going to be plain. It's all getting flowers. Okay, so there's one. Hopefully I can get this done quickly. I don't want it to go too long. So there's 2. I have an idea of who I want to give this to. This will not be mailed. This is going to be a hand delivery. Yikes, come on. That's why I love wet glue. You can wiggle it, scooch it, all kinds of stuff. All right, so voila. Oh, so lovely. So lovely. And all of my little pieces now. I'm gonna just use my nails. These nails are working great for this, not anything else. So next I just have to figure out which way do I want it. This way, I want it kind of off like so, I think. So glue. Yeah, we're gonna do it at an angle. So we're gonna do all 4 need glue. One of these I got too dark. I forgot to stamp off. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to flip that over, and it's gonna be just fine. So that one was that way. This one is going this way. Just gonna alternate which way I lay them on the box. So this one might go right there. You can see my greenery. Actually, I might make another one because I might just keep this one as much as it took, long as it took me to do it. So this one's gonna go right there. Keep it on. Oops. Well, sometimes. Sometimes. That's all right. We're gonna snip that off anyways. No one will know it wasn't meant to have that part on there. No one but you and me and the whole wide world of YouTube. So there we have it. Oh, actually, we're just gonna go ahead and snip all of those off. Why not? Which one is it? So these only are getting to have 1 on there. Now that I'm gonna do it, we're gonna make it even on all 4 corners. And this one is coming off. Sometimes things happen and they just are meant to be. Okay. They didn't want to play nice. They don't have to play at all. Now we are going to, you ready for all the goodies that we got going on here? All right. So I got 4 of these in each one of these panels. Let's start with the front. Each one of these panels is going to get one, I think. And I have, let's see, my flowers, the ones that don't have, I already got the dimensionals off of the flowers and everything. I just want to see about my placement. Do I have a petal pink one that, all right. So maybe I don't even need that. Maybe I don't need those. I thought I might, but you know what? I don't think we need it at all, and I really like that placement. That, however, is for the top of the box. These are just extras. So I already have my dimensionals off. All I have to do now is pick these up. Do I want this one? like here. Boy, that works great having them already done. Look at that. Okay, next one. Top. Tuck a petal underneath there. The little baby one. And that is moving fast. I like that. This one is going to go here just because I want a little difference. And right there. And the wee baby one. And one more to go. We'll go ahead and do this one here. This one right there. And the wee baby one. I can't believe that went that fast. Ah! Okay, so next is right here. The double oval punch. I thought I would make a tag out of this. So I'm going to bring my crocodile in. That's why I stamped it all the way to one side. So now I have a tag. And we're going to not put this away. I need to pinch this together. And I'm going to use some of these little clips. Well, here's a great big one for me. So I can punch it all together. So I like the placement. There's one side. All the goodies out. Pinch it together. Other side. Nope. Oh, that worked out really, really well. And I'll be able to fill it up with goodies. So here is my soft succulent ribbon colored shaded spruce. And we are going to put that through. It'd be nice if I figured out which one was the back. There it is. Okay. So before I go, like, tying the bow on the wrong side, I might just have to make me another one now that I have all the measurements, and it won't take me 3 hours to design because I already know what I want. I do want one of these on my shelf. All right. So we're going to put that through our tag. Hopefully not without some little bit of force here. And I used like 13 inches of ribbon. It's just what I like to use when I make things like this and I don't know. It's actually, I just used my glass board. Okay, there is, oh, really cute. So now we're going to tie a bow in this, because if I tied a knot, you'd have to cut it and it wouldn't go back together pretty. I really, really like that. Nails not helpful to make. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've got to make me one. This one, I am going to give it to my girlfriend. But I've got to make me one. Almost cut my nail there. So I'm just trimming my scissors. Trimming my bow end. Oh my goodness. Now, I told you we had extra, right? So, and we're going to put rhinestones on this. You name it, we're going to do it. This one has one. Come on, little backing. So cute. Oh, I have extras. I just need some leaves. I have one leaf. What do I have? I don't want to do anything. We could just, okay. I will leave the back for now. But this little guy needs to go right there. He's going to just get glued straight down. He was meant for this project too. We could put him there, but I'm just going to put him under there. So when it unties the bow, it's still as cute as ever. Now to deck it out. What time is it? Okay. I'm gonna just show you one of the rhinestones. I'm gonna stick on here. I'm gonna Wink Stella all the flowers, and then I'm going to pop some stones on here. What ones do I use? Ooh, I can use some of these. I might do different ones everywhere. So, for the sweet sorbet, I'm going to choose to use the polished pink on that one. I'm going to do, oh, I do have a little one. I'm going to use the pale papaya. If I can get it off of there. On the little yellow one, I don't have, I guess it's the soft succulent. Let's see. For the little blue one. Look at how cute those are. And I need to Wink Stella this. And I'm going to do that all the way around this box. So, I'm so excited. It all worked out. And I had extra stuff that I didn't even use. So, I hope you like my little milk carton. I hope you guys like it because I absolutely love it. And I love that there is something on every side of this. Woo! That is so pretty. So, I hope you guys like it. I hope you give it a try. And you come back and visit me in my Wonderland. Bye-bye now.